On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the Texas Tech University School of Music in the office of Clark Preston, who is a lead academic advisor here at Texas Tech University, but that's just one of the hats that he has. The other is an involvement with the Lubbock Civic Orchestra, which is a community-based orchestra here in town. They're doing a lot of concerts and a lot of great work, and we're going to visit with Clark about that today. Thanks for being on the show. Welcome to The Front Row.
Thank you so much, Clint. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about you and your background and your journey that has brought you to Texas Tech and to the Lubbock Civic Orchestra.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. So I've been the advisor in the School of Music. I'm going into my third year now, so not a ton of time doing that, but I've been a part of campus life at Texas Tech since 2014. Mm-hmm. I originally came out here to study music education. My connection to Texas Tech was my high school band director did his student teaching internship with Dr. Eric Allen, who's our assistant director of bands, and that was my first connection here. And then through working in the trumpet studio with Dr. Stetson, who's now the director, and all of my teachers and mentors here, I really fell in love with Lubbock and with Texas Tech and with our music scene here.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Florida. I was born in Gainesville, Florida. I did middle and high school in Melbourne, which is on the Space Coast. It's very close to Cape Canaveral for all my space fans out there. Yeah, grew up down there. Came out here for college and then loved it so much I never left. I decided to do a master's degree in classical performance because that was my passion at the time. COVID derailed my performance career in its infancy, so I didn't end up doing a whole lot with that professionally, but have a deep-seated passion for the arts and for performing and for music. And when I started working in college administration after my master's degree, I was looking for a lot of ways to, or really any way I could find to continue playing and having this connection with classical music and with the trumpet. And Dr. Smith informed me about the opportunity to audition for the Civic Orchestra and get involved there. And I was able to join in fall of 2021, I believe, or 2022, somewhere in there. And I've played ever since.
Playing trumpet?
Yeah, playing trumpet. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
And then you found a job at the university?
Yes. So right out of my master's degree, I found an entry-level staff position here in the School of Music. We had a staff member leave, and there was an opportunity to continue doing some work that I started in my master's degree as a teaching assistant. So I took over as our performance scheduler and doing performance logistics and stuff like that, a little bit more on the administrative side, not quite as student-facing as my current role. But I had that bachelor's degree in education, and the student mentor relationship is very, very important to me. I would not be here without all of my teacher mentors that have really made a huge impact on my life. And when the advisor position opened up here in the School of Music, the lead advisor position, I just had to put my name in the ring for it. I couldn't pass up that opportunity, and I'm so thankful that everything worked out the way that it did. I love getting to work in the School of Music at Texas Tech, and I love getting to have these relationships with our students. It's a really, really magical place.
Right. My wife says you do a great job.
Well, that is the highest praise I could ask for, so I'll take that any
that's
day.
That's great. Well, I was happy to come and meet you and figure this out. I think it's great. So you got involved with the Lubbock Civic Orchestra as a trumpet player.
Yes.
And do you still play?
Yes, yeah, as much as I can. So I have not missed a concert cycle since I joined. So in the fall and the spring, I still play. And then this will be my second summer participating in the chamber music series as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had Catherine Olivier on earlier to tell us about a couple of concerts that are being given at the Municipal Garden and Arts Center, which is a great idea because that's a great place in the late afternoon to play. It's a wonderful setting, it's a wonderful thing. And she was talking to us about the string portion of that. Y'all kind of, I guess, divvy up the orchestra. Mm-hmm. And you're, I guess, have something to do with the winds and brass part of this, which is coming up this weekend, right?
Yes, yeah. So this summer I got the incredible opportunity to work on the organizational side of our Winds and Brass part of our little chamber series that we're doing for the second summer in a row. So it's completely volunteer based. This is, the whole orchestra is completely volunteer based, but this portion in particular is outside of the traditional time period that we work in. There are less people in town. A lot of us are teachers or related to education, so many people travel this time of year. This, unlike the rest of the performances we do, this one is run and managed completely by the performers, not necessarily by our two conductors who do so much incredible work for us in the fall and in the spring. They deserve any chance they can have at a break for sure. They do unbelievable work. But we have the opportunity to put this together ourselves. So last year we had, I believe, 2 brass quintets and a woodwind group as well. This year we have a brass quintet and a bassoon duo who's going to be performing for everybody on Saturday. We've been working together for the last several weeks, putting together this program, rehearsing where we can. We all have other professional careers and other involvements, so this is just a way for us to reconnect with our passion and get together and have a really great time.
Great. That's coming up on Saturday night at the Municipal Garden and Arts Center, which is on University Avenue between 34th and 50th Street.
Yes.
And what I really love about that place is what is actually sort of hidden, which is the beautiful garden in the back and the portico. And it's just a great place for a concert, especially in the late evening because it's shaded and it's just terrific. And I thought, at the time, what a great idea that y'all had to do this. Tell us a little bit about the music that we'll hear.
Absolutely. So from the brass quintet, and this, for the record, this will be outside at 8 p.m. on Saturday night in that little southern garden area. So it should be really a beautiful evening. The brass quintet will have 2 smaller sets sandwiching our bassoon duo. So at the very top of the program, you'll hear some classical selections, some stuff that is traditional to the brass quintet repertoire, like the first movement of Victor Ewald's Quintet Number 1. And then also a slightly more contemporary but classically styled selection from Kevin McKee. We're playing the first movement of his piece called Iron Horse, which is a 2-movement piece about 2 different trains here in the United States that are either personally connected to him or have some sort of story to them. So the first movement is a programmatic piece about a train in Southern California and his experience with that. So it should be quite a bit of fun. And then our bassoon duo is playing one classical duet part of their repertoire, the Mignoni, and the first movement of that, and then they're going to do Tico Tico, which is definitely a fan favorite. And then the brass quintet will close up the concert with a small little pops group of selections. We're playing 2 Canadian brass arrangements of Beatles tunes. I'm going to do Penny Lane and When I'm 64, and then we'll close with a medley of ABBA songs that has been provided by our own James Moss, a trombone player and really, really fantastic musician.
Great.
Can't wait.
What's not to like?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds great. Fun. And people can just come, right?
Yes, bring yourselves. I do encourage a lawn chair or a folding chair if you have one for your own personal comfort. The entire program will be less than an hour. It should be a very, very nice evening. Maybe some bug spray. There's been a little bit of rain this week, who knows. But bring yourselves. You do not need to bring anything else. No tickets, no money, no donations. Just bring yourself and an appreciation for art, and we'll have a great time.
And enjoy it. Some wonderful music. Ewald's a terrific piece.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you have a really varied repertoire, so that's great. And so that's great. Saturday night at 8 o'clock in the garden area of the Municipal Garden and Arts Center. Our guest on the front row today is Clark Preston. Clark, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Anytime, Clint. Thank you so much for having me. I hope to see you on Saturday night. Can't wait.